Welcome to the Swim Therapy Technique Facility. Using one-to-one coaching and video analysis, we provide a shortcut to faster swimming. This video clip is designed to improve your understanding of how an efficient front crawl breathing action takes place. If you wish to have your technique analysed, please email coaches@swimtherapy.co.uk or call us on 0870 881 7829. Enjoy the video. There are two main types of breathing action. Here we can see Matt using the trickle breathing method, exhaling continuously underwater. This is Matt's preferred option, where the action is far more explosive. In both cases, the lungs are completely empty before the mouth leaves the water. We must only inhale when the mouth is out of the water. Often athletes will make the mistake of exhaling and inhaling while the head is out. A balanced body position is very important in swimming, and the breathing action can often disrupt this. Imagine a line down the centre of your body. I can adjust the picture here to get that right position. Okay, if you can imagine a centre line down here, you can see that it dissects the head. When the body is correctly balanced, it would dissect the head when you're breathing or when you're not breathing. Now what we try to do here is create a situation where the head is taken away from that centre line. This is really hard for Matt to do because his muscle memory tells him to do something totally different to this. This is a very common fault that we see when people come to the tank at swim therapy, particularly with triathletes. The head there is in the central position. If we see the head now, we know that Matt is wanting to breathe to the left at this point, and what he's doing is moving the head across the body. And you can see now if we had that centre line, it would only just be clipping the side of his head. The end result is by moving the head over that far, it's going to drag the body over to the side there. You can see it more obviously on the next one. Look at that body movement. Again, in swimming, balance is the key. So that head must stay in the centre line at all times. This is another very common fault that we see in the breathing action. What Matt has tried to put in here is an initial lift of the head before he turns to breathe. Let's have a look at that again. Again, this is a very common fault that we see. If we lift the head initially, if the chin moves upwards, as we see here in the right hand camera, it puts downward pressure on the hips, creating a false body position and a very high resistance body position. When we're breathing, we should see the whole of the side of the face in the water here. We're only turning the head, we're not lifting the head. Very important that we don't create a situation where the legs are low and the hips are low, creating increased drag. Often in swimming we hear athletes talking about increased propulsion, when really we should be focused on minimising the drag factor. That's the way to create speed. Make sure we're turning the head, not lifting it. For triathletes, we have to expect that when we're sighting, that the legs are going to drop. The important thing is to make sure that the body balance is correct, and that we're swimming in a straight line so that the need to sight on a regular basis is not there. Often when we see a breathing action, we see the head turned almost so the swimmer is on the back. To swim efficiently, we need to disrupt the streamline position as little as possible. You can see here Matt very low in the water with his head. When he's turning, you can barely see more than one goggle. From the side position here, it almost looks like he can't breathe there. His head is under the water. How can he possibly breathe? We often talk about the trough in swimming. We rarely are able to see it. Essentially what we have is a bow wave at the front of the head, which creates a trough at the side of the head. And you can breathe in that trough very efficiently. It's often worth trying to do a dummy breath to see how low you can go before actually doing the real breath. This is probably the best shot of a breathing action you'll ever see. Let's go in a little bit closer. Again, what we're trying to encourage here is keeping that head absolutely central down the body line, minimising the impact on that streamlined position. You can see there the trough at the side of the head. From the side view, we could see less of the mouth than what we can see here. Plenty of room to take a good breath. Don't forget, we need the minimal of head turn, purely and simply because Matt has exhaled fully underneath the water. Okay, so we're back to this original shot here, where we can see the head laying on the water, the mouth now able to exhale, quite clear of the water. The bow wave still at the front of the head. If we lift the head at the front, the bow wave will drop into the trough at the side, and then we have to lift the head higher to breathe. So really important that we don't lift that head at the front end. So, do we bilaterally breathe or do we unilaterally breathe? It really does depend. In this case, you can see Matt bilaterally breathing here. Certainly this is something that we would encourage in the training. It encourages good, even core control and body balance. Breathing to one side will develop muscles more promptly on one side than on the other. It can certainly lead to uneven body balance in the future. So we would encourage bilateral breathing in training. Here we see Matt simply breathing into his right hand side, which is his more natural side. In a race, you have to have options. For competitive swimmers, if the competition is on one side, you may want to breathe just to that side. Also, we need to take that oxygen on board. So if we need to breathe every 2 and then go back to bilateral, or once every 4 or once every 5, it's options that are important to us. With triathletes, it may be that if we breathe into one side, the sun is in your eyes, or somebody's feet are nearby. You need to have options to be able to breathe to the other side. Again, a balanced stroke is often better achieved when we're doing bilateral breathing. Hopefully this short clip has been of use to you. If you have any queries whatsoever or want to enter discussions, please contact us via the website at www.swimtherapy.co.uk. Thank you.